statement, but your comfort, obviously, with Coach Saga and in this offense now to this part of the spring.
I feel really comfortable. It's crazy that we're already you only got a couple practices left, 2 left. Obviously including 1 in the spring game. So, I mean, it went by fast. I think it's important to take those steps. Take that progression. I think it was a big thing for myself personally to just acclimate myself back, get personal, just with myself, get personal with the offense, get personal with my teammates. That's something that I didn't get, the ultimate chance to do this past year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries, you were here, you were understanding, but. And I talked to Emmett, obviously guys moving around on the line, I mean, having depth on a huge thing, but playing multiple positions and just having that comfort to dominate, how do you feel that's developed your game, and just the chemistry just with the other guys in the O-line?
Well, I think that's something we didn't have last year. We didn't have any depth, and I think that was hard. You have new guys playing different positions every week. And I think that made it difficult. Not that it's an excuse. We still had to get the job done every week last week, but last year. But I think it's just really important for us to be able to get out of position, learn it, master it, and then if we need to go bump out and move some guys around, I think that's important. But I think the competition, moving guys around, I think it's keeping everybody's hopes high, and we feel a lot better than where we were last year.
What position do you feel most comfortable with on the line?
I don't mind. When I was at Cal, I played a little bit of center. I played tackle when I was at Cal, so I filmed there. I played left guard, right guard. I feel like I kind of have right hand dominant, which on the left side, it's important, right? Your inside hand is your strong hand, and then you go to the right side, then that outside hand is really strong. If you're able to land it, then it's kind of over. So I think any position, works well. Wherever Coach T decides to put me, we'll go with that.
That's a PC answer, but do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite position?
I don't. I think they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I used to always tell people, when you're at tackle, everybody's smaller than you. So in the run game, when you're running stretch, you're running zone, you're blocking down the 3 technique, they have no idea what's coming. You can knock people across the formation. When you're at guard, I feel that if guys are the same size as me, I feel like they lost the match. It's a whole bunch of big dancing bears, so I think that's more important. In the pass game, they're closer to you. You latch on to them, that kind of ends the fight. But when you're at tackle playing on the outside, there's a lot more space, a lot more things to think about. So that's why tackle and guard, they both have their pros and weaknesses, their pros and cons. So.
When you look at this group as a whole, what's the biggest difference that strikes you from last spring to this spring?
I think depth. I think attention to detail. That's something that we preach. We continue to work. Just little things. I think last year, I don't know if we really completed that fully. I don't know if we ever played a fully complete game. And we were able to win some games. And I think that we were supposed to win a lot more. We expect to win a lot more. So I think being able to have depth this year is being able to push each other. And everybody just feel comfortable in their own spot.
Any newcomer or young buck we should be on the lookout for?
Well, it's kind of crazy because it was Sean last year, right? And it's kind of funny because Sean's kind of still a young guy. We always have to remind him now. He gets kind of confident. He just said he was a sophomore the other day, but if you go look at my ASU, he's not a sophomore. So, we kind of got to remind him he wasn't an early enrollee like Montana and CJ were. But I'm excited for all the young guys. I think it's really important. You got Rodney Bendich playing corner. I think that's something that just comes to mind. He's made a lot of splash plays. And all those young guys, too, on special teams, field goal block and things like that. They're putting in big-time work.
What do you think it's going to take for this offensive line to really play at a higher level than they did last year?
I think their coach. My dad's known Ron Reynolds for a long time. They were since college, so he's known me my whole life. He used to coach for the Vikings. That's my favorite team. Brought me to a game when they played the Cardinals. Kurt Warner was there, and that's how I became a Vikings fan, because of Coach Reynolds. He's a great coach, and I think it's important for those guys to listen because he has a lot of NFL experience. I know it seems biased just because, like I said, I call him my uncle, but I think it's really important. They're much improved. The guys that were here last year, they're still on the team this year. They're much improved as far as movement, feel for the game, and the ability to explode and have powerful hands.
And the defensive line likes to, you guys like to obviously chirp back and forth in the one-on-ones. Talking to those guys, they feel that it's been a battle, but they kind of have the upper hand. Do you see it the same way in those one-on-ones?
Yeah, as far as trash talk, they never have the upper hand with me. So if they ever said that, they're lying. And I think that's the one thing. They always say, we're gonna get Ben pissed off one of these days. And I think that's one of the strong suits of my game. I'm not the biggest talker, during, but I think, being able to throw people off their game, especially like that guy's LT right there. But being able to throw guys off their game, I think that's important. I think that's, mental toughness is a big part of the game. I think the game is more mental than physical.
And what about I meant to ask about the offensive line. What do you think is going to take them to play better than they did last year?
I think just continue to glue each other. Glue. I think it's important. Once again, focus on the little things, the details. Taking everything play by play. Offensive line, there's a lot of ups and downs. You make a play, whether it's your fault or not. We're one cohesive unit. So I think it's important. Gel together, have each other's back, and then throughout the offseason continue to merge and hang out with each other so we can build that team chemistry.
And you can say yourself, but the important stuff. Who's the best Madden player on the team?
It's definitely not me. I always tell people I feel like I grew out of the video games. I know I'm still young. I know I'm an older guy here. Some people say I'm young. I say I'm old. But the best Madden player, I got to give it to Delos. So Delos is a quiet guy, but anytime I never really saw anybody, you know, go against Delos when we were at Cal together. I mean, it wasn't really close. He was kind of addicted to it. So I'm gonna go with Delos. I know there's a lot of good Madden players. My guy Jordan Tyson, I know he's a really good Madden player. So I think I'll give it to those two. I'd love to see them battle and see what it looks like.